Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. What's with the white thing around your neck? Well, this is my snuggle blanket that I made for myself last winter. Um, I haven't been feeling well today, and I had the chills, and I need my blankie. This did help me to get in a good nap. Um, I think I may have been exposed to one of the food allergens that causes severe issues. And um, I was not feeling well this morning, but after a nice long nap under my super cozy blanket, I'm getting stuff done again. Dinner's in the oven, make the video, return to my list. Okay, before I knew this morning that I was going to be incapacitated for a while, I made up a to do list. I'm unbearing it right now. And I made up a 5 by 6 grid. I thought I had 5 by 5. I thought I had 25 items. I had 30. And I just sat there filling it in. Like, okay, yeah, I want to make this. I want to make that. I need to find this. I need to update that. I need to get this Etsy listing updated. I need to put laundry in. I need to put laundry in the dryer. I need to fold the laundry. One load of laundry got 3 boxes. One load, 3 boxes. That's why I got up to 30. Um, yeah, there's a bill to pay. Wind cakes, like there's probably 4 or 5 floppy cakes of yarn around my chair that need to be rewound. They don't need to be rewound. I want to rewind them because they're too floppy and messy. So, of the 30 on the list, 3, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm over halfway done. So I'm making good progress on that. Despite being knocked out of service for an hour or two and then needing to take a nap for over an hour to recover, I still got stuff done. Now, one of these I finished last night. I told you when I was gluing the sign onto the positive axolotl, axolotls, I made 2 yesterday. My friend Joanna messaged me a picture of a positive donut. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I should make that. And you know what? I wonder, there's that yarn that Michelle sent, and it's like a sport weight, and it goes from yellow to pink with a little bit of white in there. I wonder how that would look if I worked from both sides of the cake at once. So you'd be mixing the yellow and the pink together. Be sort of like a pink lemonade donut, which I'm sure they have someplace. Like, you know how some donuts have almost like a tie-dye frosting? That's what I was envisioning. And there is my positive donut. Ta-da! So that wasn't on my list of things to do, but I did it. And I added it to my Positive Pals Etsy listing. So now there are positive potatoes, positive axolotls, and a positive donut. And now I want to make another one. Then, looking at my list, looking at the box of yarn, even though it's not in a box anymore, now it's in a Ziploc bag because it's condensing. There's less in there now. Okay, from there, I will have to circle the ball of the cake of yarn that I picked up for my next project. I had two bunnies from the, I don't know if it's Sisi or Cc, Sisi bunny pattern that I recently discovered. I had the color block one and the alien bunny. And I wanted to make an Etsy listing for them. But I've got this thing. You got to have 3 in the listing before you put the listing up. So I took that yarn that I had circled over there, the rainbow yarn, and I made a rainbow bunny. Now, when I was getting up towards the head, you're supposed to do the ears first because the ears are crocheted in. And I figured, no, not going to do that. Not going to do that because I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn. Playing yarn chicken, and I wanted to see what the color of the head would turn out to be. So I got up to around the eyes, and I was just about to go to the last color in the cake, the green, and it's like, there's, it was like right here, because that's obviously where you put the ears in. Okay, it's time to attach the ears. I'm not going to have enough of this yarn to make them. So there was another cake of green yarn in what Michelle and Cheyenne sent me. So for this ear, I did green, and at that point, either the inside or the outside of this was yellow. So I used the yellow for that, for the stripes. And then on this side, there was a teeny tiny little cake or ball. I don't know if, I don't think I even caked it up. I think it was just a little ball of gray yarn. So I started with the gray. It's washing out there. Okay, there we go. I started with the gray, put in a stripe of green, then another stripe of gray, and that pretty much finished off the gray, and then finished up that one in green. But there was enough green from the original left to give him a little green tail. So I finished him, and I got him right into the Etsy listing. Oh man, I'm on a roll. And good news. Well, sort of good news. While I was working on one of these projects, before I took my nap, I got an Etsy notification that I'd made a sale. I'm like, oh, good. I wonder what I sold. And I clicked over to the email. Someone bought 9 turtles, totaling almost $100. Wow. Okay. I need to scrape together the energy to find the tote that the turtles are in now. I'm not quite sure where I put them after the last show. And go through and find these specific 9 turtles. Hopefully they're all in the same bin, box, bag, whatever. Once I find the turtles, they should all be relatively close. So I need to find 9 turtles. There's probably going to be 10 turtles going in that box. I'm probably going to get a nice big turtle and send that along as the extra gift, thanking this person for their order, because a $90 order is a big deal. I mean, that's more than my last couple of craft shows put together. Wait a minute. How many craft shows have I done? Any since Street Fest? Did I just have the one since Street Fest? Okay, I just had the one where I sold $40, I think. So, yeah, that's better than a lot of my craft shows. $90 in one sale. Okay. So then, this cake was still hanging around saying, oh, I looked so good. You know what this cake was talking to me? This cake was saying, I look so good as a donut. Can you imagine what I'm going to look like as an axolotl? Feet go down the bottom. Looking good. Oh dear, that mouth. The mouth looks sort of crooked. The mouth looks like it goes up higher on one side than the other. But then, I don't know. Well, there we go. There's the axolotl. Now the funny thing is, I was just going to do my usual chain 3, slip stitch back 2, chain 3, slip stitch back 2, chain 3, slip stitch back 2, sew on the gills. And I got an email saying that I had a message on Ravelry. Someone asking, how did you get those things on the axolotl's head to look so fluffy? And I'm like, which axolotl? And I'm searching through all of my projects for axolotls. There are a lot of them. I haven't put all of the axolotls I've ever made onto Etsy, but I've put a lot of them on there. I'm like, which one has fluffy gills? And I messaged her back and said, well, if you'd let me know exactly which one you're talking about, I can help you. I might have used eyelash yarn. And then she answers by telling me the pattern name. So I narrowed down my search in my projects for axolotls made from that pattern, and scrolling through those, and I saw 2 that had fluffy gills. And one of them, I was like, did I use some weird yarn that just had these fluff balls on it? And I scrolled a little bit and I saw that I actually had notes on that project. And the notes said, that I did the chain 3, slip stitch 2, but then on each of those individual gills, I tied a piece of yarn and then cut it off to about 1/2 inch, separated the strands, and brushed it. And that's how you get those super fluffy gills. It was a little more work, but I liked the way it turned out. And I would have totally forgotten that I ever tried something like that if it hadn't been for this person messaging me. So I'm glad that she messaged me, and I'm glad that for once I put notes on my Ravelry project telling me how I did it. This one, I did not have any designer name written on the pattern as to where. I just pulled a pattern out of my axolotl notebook because I wanted a long axolotl, and I was like, okay, I think that's what I'll do. I think I may have written up this on my own just to have a shorter version, because the Oombawka design goes out to like 55 rows, and I wanted one that was a little shorter. I think it needs some more of the frill around the back side here. Or does it go around this side? I'll have to look at a picture of an axolotl, a real picture of an axolotl. Okay, so that's what I've been up to today. I am going to go on a turtle hunt. Yes. Start opening up some boxes and bags and see if I can find those turtles. When I was looking for the other 2 Sisi Bunnies so that I could make an Etsy listing for them. And they were in my 3x3 grid inside the little cubes that I push in. I think it was like the 6th or 7th cube that I pulled out, where I found one like in the 6th cube and another one in the 7th cube. But I noticed the first 3 cubes that I opened had axolotls in them. Okay. I need to get an empty cube, an empty insertable cube, get all the axolotls into one place. and give them their own little section. Because if I sell an axolotl, I don't want to have to go through 3 or 4 different cubby holes trying to find it. I want them all in one place. And I need to find the other 2. I think I have 2 green ones and a purple one. So I'll get all 4 of them together, get pictures, and get that listing updated. So that's it in a nutshell. And one more thing. Yes, that's it. Goodbye. No, one more thing. Pulling a Columbo. Showing my age with that too. With that reference. This whole thing of the mystery package. The mystery package from Lori. Mail moves slow over here on the East Coast. I got notification that it got to New Jersey at like 3:53 yesterday morning. I'm like, okay, that was yesterday. Okay, if they get it, it's like 8-hour drive from here to New Jersey. Get it up to Buffalo by early morning, and then they can get it to my post office. I'll get it tomorrow. Nope. It didn't get to the Buffalo post office until after 9 o'clock this morning. So tracking says it will be delivered by 9 o'clock tonight. No, it won't. They are not going to make a second delivery to my post office and then have the mail jeep come out here on a second run of the day just to deliver a package. It's going to show up tomorrow. It better show up tomorrow. Yeah. So this time I will check the address on the package and make sure it is from Lori before I start the video. So there's no more confusion. I'm easily confused. It's like when I say somebody's driving me crazy. I say, but yeah, it is a short drive. Yeah. So it has been a productive day. I have crossed off, and the reason I made my little, here's all my spreadsheets and lists, like my inventory. I mean, this clipboard is, don't lose the clipboard. There's a reason why I did my grid like this morning. Because when you can cross things off your list by getting your colored pencils and coloring in the box and making it look pretty, it's more fun. Yep. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So it's been nice visiting with you. And I hope that tomorrow I will be back with a Happy Mail unboxing or unbagging. I don't know what Lori sent. I do not know if it's a box or a bag. I don't know what sort of things she put in there. If she's up to mischief. Just, we know Lori has fun with her packages. I will go see if I can knock off a few more things on my list before I work on dinner, before we have dinner. Today is easy peasy. I plopped some pork chops in the pan, covered them with sauerkraut. I'll make up some mashed potatoes, and we have some leftover squash from yesterday. I'll put that in a little pan in the oven and just like put it in the oven, let it bake. 5:45. Take it out. We eat. Yep. Easy dinners are good, especially on a day that hasn't been all that easy. Okay, this time I'm really saying bye-bye. And since I'm going out to the warm kitchen to cook, the oven's been on for a while, I will be able to, I'll be able to put my cuddly blanket away for a little bit. I can see why little kids, why they get I got comfort from having a particular blankie. This, when I made it, the neck was a little bit big and it didn't really keep my neck warm, especially if I was wearing a sweater that gapped a bit. So I had this furry white yarn in a box or a bag or a tote someplace, and let's put that around the neck. And oh, just to have that little bit of furry softness to rub against your cheek as you're falling asleep. It's very comforting. Yes. This thing is sturdy. It's I don't think this is going to need repairs anytime soon. But then it's scrappy. I mean, I held 2 strands of yarn together. I used up so much scrap yarn on this thing, and like there's a little patch of blanket yarn. Did I go to one? Yeah, I think I went to one. The blanket yarn isn't held together with anything else there. So I tied off two strands of yarn to add the blanket yarn. I used up just about everything. There's some sparkly stuff in here. Right about there. There's some sparkly gray. There's quite a bit of that sparkle in there. There's, I think that's Adorable. It's mostly worsted weight. I have a lot of scrap yarn built up again. The scrappy balls, I got 2 scrappy balls. They're just calling to be made into a Mr. Ugly. My granddaughter is not like that name. When she was looking at one, she's like, "Oh, I like this guy. He's cute." And she looked at the back of the tag and she goes, "Why does it say Mr. Ugly on the back?" I said, "Well, that's the name of the pattern." "He's not ugly." Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. She beheld beauty in him. Some people would look at the scrappy yarn with all the ends hanging out and say, "Ooh, that is one ugly monster." But there are people who like him because I made a bunch of them and sold a bunch of them. Okay. Somehow I was going to say goodbye and get back to work at my list, and we went through the blanket and security blankets and Mr. Ugly and all that. I'm so easily distracted. Bye-bye.